Wish goody folk, greetings and salutations. Thing kind of all up in my face, kind of all up on me, but we finna make it do what it do. I don't know about that. But anyway, it's just good, folk. I hope everyone is having a blessed day and all of that good shit. I am. I just did or completed my first open call earlier this morning, and it was wonderful. I'm moving into some new things, doing some new things. You know what I'm saying? Just following spirit, what spirit say do, and the opportunities that my lovely divine is making available to me. And so we're just gonna go with the flow and see how things rock with this new opportunity. Let me turn this down just a little bit. I don't want it to overpower my voice because I am not speaking too loudly, but welcome, folk, to my channel, to my page, whether you're watching live or if you come back and check the video out after it has posted. So today's topic / reading is fear-based energies and making decisions out of fear that hinder the positive manifestations that we look for and that we hope for and that we believe for, but a lot of times not realizing that operating in the energy of fear can cause delays, can cause more momentum with things that don't necessarily serve you and the desires of your heart, because we're operating out of a place of fear. As we grow spiritually, we learn that there's not much to really fear, especially when you're operating in the knowing, your knowing, when you're operating in trusting and guiding, being spirit guided, and just positive thinking. Positive thinking. The thoughts that we form in our mind, the words that we form with our lips are very powerful. In addition to the most powerful thing of them all is the vibration, law of attraction. Okay, vibration and like resonation. Does that even make sense? Right? I don't think I said that right, but who cares? Again, y'all know what the fuck I'm trying to say or am saying. Yeah. I don't prep for my videos outside of meditating, of course, and making sure things on my end is clear. But I'll probably start doing that moving forward when I have more so of a topic, discussion topic, as opposed to just a straightforward reading. Okay. Especially during this time, a lot of people are making decisions from fear-based energy. Okay, that shit was made evident with people buying up with the folk buying all the fucking tissue, cleaning the shelves at the grocery stores and things of that nature. People just get in a panic and just start doing shit without even really taking a moment to step back, breathe, put shit into perspective, breathe again, and then move. folk just move based off emotions. Based off emotions. Okay. And I used to be that way most of my life. I'm 38 now. I'll be 39 in August. August 9th, bitch. Same birthday as Whitney Houston. My first musical inspiration outside of my family, my paternal side. Okay, but I lived most of my life making decisions and choices based off of my emotional body. Okay. Um, some of those times, those decisions were made out of fear. Okay. And when we make decisions based off of negative energies or energies that don't really serve us, such as fear, uh, impatience. Some of us just make choices because we're tired of waiting. So instead of waiting, okay, let's say we have two options. The first option, which is the most appropriate one, which will essentially get you everything that you need, you desire, but it takes a little longer, as opposed to option two being presented. Um, it's possible you'll get everything that you desire, that you want, or whatever that you're trying to manifest. It's a shortcut, um, which of course shortcuts cuts down the time. And a lot of us, well, when we're operating out of impatience, we go for the shortcut, not realizing that the shortcut presents more obstacles, more delays. Okay, so that's not an energy being impatient. That impatient energy really serves us, just like fear. Okay, and I'm not saying that we should never be fearful, because we are source energy in human form, in a physical body, in a physical casing. Okay, in this life, on this earth right now. So, of course, naturally, fear, we're naturally going to feel that emotion, that energy. The thing is when you feel that energy, that emotion, call it forth, recognize it, only because it is a part of your emotion, okay? But the truth behind that is to not to sit in that energy, okay? Speak to that bitch. Yeah, come on here, fear. Okay, yes, you reside within me. Yes, this is something that I am legitimately feeling, but guess what, bitch? You don't serve me in this thing right here. So I call you forth, I recognize you, and bitch, I banish you. You gotta go. You gotta go. Because you're not serving me and the things that I am working to accomplish, okay? So I can't let you surround me. I can't let you surround me and affect my train of thought, affect my emotional body, how I feel and how I deal and how I interact and react to other folk and situations, okay? We ain't got time for that. Fear be gone. But that's what we need to do in order to bypass the delay that we can experience when we allow that energy to sit within us. Okay. For a lot of us, that can be hard, changing your train of thought, because as a part of matrix society, we've been conditioned to feel certain things, and not only feel, but drive off of certain emotions, if that makes sense. Okay. So, definitely. I'm gonna go ahead and get right to throwing the cards. And let's just see what Spirit has for the general open collective out there. Okay, this reading is for anyone that resonates with currently um, currently feeling fear, or uh, people who resonate with consistently or often making decisions out of fear-based energy. Uh, Anyone who has lived a life of fear and is desiring another way. Any of those entities, energies surrounding, behind, or in fear of this reading is for you. This is a timeless reading. I'm not sure exactly where this is going to go. I just had to follow spirit and the ancestors yesterday for my readings for the air signs, because ancestors was quite clear when I was pondering what the subject matter would be. They threw out the Ten of Swords, and instantly fear energy hit me. So I gotta go with it. You did? Okay, a card did jump out, Spirit. Okay, we're dealing with fear-based energies, as you know. What message do you have for the collective out there? Collective, the Matrix Society. Um, hmm. Mm. Interesting. Okay. Where are we going with this, Spirit? Okay. And something that I usually do before I deal out my cards is throwing out the dice. So we're gonna do that at no reverse today, but it's all good. It's still a gin spirit, the spirit order, the spirit. Alrighty. So on red we have 4 and 5, which gives us 9. Okay, on reds 4 and 5, and then on blue we have 1. Okay, gives us a total numerical value of 10. Completion. Okay, completion. We're completing a cycle out there for those who resonate, and we'll get deeper into the cards to better pinpoint and recognize what's going on out here on a fear-based, from a fear-based sense. We can reduce 10 to 5, which 5 is indicative of change. Okay, so and that makes perfect sense with completion, or completing a stage, or completing a cycle. We're moving on to something else, which automatically goes back to the 5 energy. Change. There's a lot of change that's going to be experienced out there within the collective, within the matrix. Whoever resonates with this video at any point in time that you come across it, you're dealing with change and completion. Okay, and not necessarily everybody is completing. Okay, we're gonna have to go through some repeat cycles, but the completion energy is very strong along with the change. Okay, so first card from the spread, we have Queen of Pentacles. Okay, this energy is representative of divine feminine energy. Okay, if you are not a female, you are a male or male who are in touch with your feminine energy. Okay, this person or these people or entities, humans, whatever y'all want to say, we're very smart in money matters, financially, um, good in business. The corners of the diamond kind of represent rough edges for me. Okay, so where you are very intelligent with business matters, with finances, funds, and all of that stuff. You're a broker. Um, Even though you're all of that, you're still a bit rough around the edges, very pointy. It's hard for people to get close to you all because your edges are so sharp and pointy. Okay, it's almost like a defense mechanism. Okay, uh, you all weren't always like this, but it's like you were molded into this. And I'm speaking specifically in regard to the points, the edges of the diamonds within the minerals. Okay, so it's like it's a safeguard. It's based on fear energy. Okay, because you don't want to be hurt like you've been hurt in the past. You don't want to be taken advantage of like you were taken advantage of in the past. Okay, so because of the things that you experienced in your past, we're rough around the edges, we're pointy, we're sharp, we're guarded. So essentially, and these people, you're very successful in what you do, regardless of if you're an entrepreneur, head of the finance department, or whatever it is. You guys are successful in business, in your career, and work, but you suffer, you lack in your personal lives, and that's with friendships, family, and love, because you guarded. Okay, you may have had a rough childhood that has conditioned these edges. Some of you all, bad relationships. I feel like some of you all who are resonating with this video have been in narcissistic relationships. And that'll be the topic on tomorrow. We're going to revisit empaths and their narcissists on tomorrow. um, but yeah, and this is all because of fear. Fear. You don't want to be hurt like that again. You don't want to let people in close enough to where they can hurt you again. It's fear. Okay, it may not feel like fear, like you walking around living your life in fear. It may not feel like that, but subconsciously, deep down inside, there is deep-rooted fear. Okay, and you keep people at arm's length. I don't even think arm's length is the word for the people who inhabit this energy or these traits. Okay. Ten of Wands tells me that there's some travel coming up, most likely business related, during and after this COVID-19 situation. Even though this trip is more so business related for majority of you who resonate with this video, you need to use this time away, because yeah, you will have to deal with business, but you will also have playtime during this trip. Okay. Seek knowledge during this trip about the things that you fear. Ask for clarity, because a lot of us have deep-seated fears that we're not even aware of. Why or how can that be? It's because we're not constantly faced with a certain situation or scenarios that would bring that particular fear to light. Okay, so it's a subdwelling fear that some of us are dealing with and are not exactly aware of. But there's something in you that just is not in alignment. Okay, for those of you who are spiritually inclined, you can feel that something's off. Something is not in alignment, but you may not be able to exactly pinpoint what it is. It's fear energy. Again, a deep-seated fear. Okay, and it would take for you to be triggered about a certain situation that you may not always come across or deal with. Okay, so that's why it's very deep seated. Okay, I feel like those who resonate with that energy, um, when you ask for clarity and seek clarity, um, you're going to actually be triggered, and it's going to come. It's going to be unexpected. Okay, but your answer or your question is definitely going to be answered at clarity. Okay, because it's going to take for you to actually be triggered to bring that shit up, and when it comes up, it's going to like smack the shit out of you. Okay, because again, it's deep seated. You don't come across this energy or this feeling often because your surroundings don't trigger that emotion in you. And so it's just laying there deep, dwelling, just waiting to be triggered. And it takes for you to be triggered in order for you to really see, feel, and understand, okay, bitch, this is an issue. I didn't even realize. But this is an issue, and we need to get this shit handled, okay? Two of Swords. This energy has been coming out quite a lot lately. It's between this and that bitch Black Widow, Queen of Swords. But here we have Two of Swords. Okay. Falsehood, false pretenses, fake friend, wearing a mask. The energy that I am particularly picking up on from this is living in a falsehood within ourselves, okay? And that goes back to the Ten of Wands. That deep-seated fear energy that we're not quite aware of, or some of us may even be aware of that, but is suppressing it. With suppressing that fear, you're pushing it down, or choosing not to deal with it. I'm trying to think of, trying to find the word. Come on, someone, bitch, help me. I'm trying to find the word. You push it down, you subdue it, and while when you push it down, it's like it's simmering to a boil within inside yourself. Okay, so it's just like simmering because you're not dealing with the fear. You're not dealing with the issue that is causing or has caused such a great amount of fear. Okay, so when you do that, again, we're not dealing with the issue. So that issue, that energy, is sitting in the pit of your core, just growing, festering. Okay, waiting for that trigger moment. And once triggered, bitch, ooh. Okay. The Two of Swords is coming out because when we choose, some of us, we choose not to deal with it, and we get comfortable in that space, in that energy. So it's like, okay, everything is good. I'm good. I ain't got no issues. I ain't got shit to deal with. We're being false to ourselves. Okay. Because we know that we done suppressed this fear energy, whatever it is. And I feel like a lot of it is due to trauma. Okay. But when we suppress it so far and so deep, we lie to ourselves and we begin to believe our own lies that everything's okay. Because I suppressed it, I don't have to deal with it. We're being false to ourselves, okay? All shadow energy, all light energy within ourselves has to be dealt with. Why? Because we need to bring about balance in our life, in our soul space, so that we can go ahead and be the best us that we can be, so that we can achieve the things that we manifest in the most appropriate, light, and positive way, okay? So that's why this energy is coming out. We're being false to ourselves. We're wearing a false mask pretending that we don't have these deep-seated fears. Again, a lot of that I'm feeling like trauma-based fears. Okay. Um, Six of Pentacles, contemplative energy. Um, Contemplative energy in regard to business decisions in relation to big finance. Okay. Um, this energy belongs to people who have a fear of failing in business, failing in money. Okay. So because that fear is coming up in at this particular time, those of you who have a big business deal, business choice, decision, major financial choices to make, this is highly in regard to business. Okay. It can be personal for some people out there who resonate with this video, but I'm feeling a big decision. So because of that, fear of failing, feeling messing up other people's finances, it's like you don't trust yourself. You don't trust your gut instinct and your intuition behind this decision. So it has you considering other options outside of what you already feel, but you're scared to fully trust yourself with a decision of this magnitude. Okay. Bitch, trust yourself. Trust yourself. We have all that we need inside of our own casing, okay? So for those of you who resonate with this energy, I encourage you to get out of it. How do you get out of it? You meditate, you ground. Take them shoes and socks off, put them feetsies, because last I did a video and I said feetsies, FEETSY or SIES or whatever. They sound like feces. But no, bitch, I'm not saying feces. Feet sees. Put them feet up in that grass. Curl them toes around a blade of grass, or whatever your grounding process is for those who are spiritually inclined. Ground. Meditate. Go on a hermit mode for a little bit if you have to. Okay? But we need to get out of this contemplative energy, because the contemplative energy is going against our own nature, our intuition, our gut feeling. Okay? So I want to encourage you all to get out of that. Okay? Here. Ace of Swords, transformation, death, beginning anew. Okay? Completing a cycle. Okay, this is what happens after we complete a cycle, okay? So I feel like that a lot of us that resonate with having issues or dealing with fear-based energies and issues, we're going to be able to go ahead and come to a place, because again, with the dice, 10, completion. Okay, so we're going to come to a place to where we're completing this cycle. We're calling forth the trauma-based fear. We're calling forth the fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of being fearful. That's a thing. Yes, it is. That's a thing. But a lot of you all are going to be able to come to a place to where we can call forth those energies, recognize them for who and what they are and what they represent within our core self and our lives and those surrounding us. Okay, you're going to call all of that forth. You're going to recognize it. You're going to own it. And then you're going to banish it, because you realize that it is not serving you. It is delaying your true potential, your true prosperity, your true abundance. Okay, and you're tired of it. You don't want to live like that anymore. So once you get to the banishing, you've completed a stage, you've completed a cycle. Okay, because you faced your fears. Okay, and for a lot of you all, it's not going to be easy. Some it may be easier than others, but those who are dealing with real trauma-based fear and things of that nature, it's a process. Okay, and it's going to be difficult, but you're going to be able to get through it successfully. You're going to be able to complete that stage, complete that cycle. That fear-based energy is going to die. You're going to transform into someone who doesn't live in fear, who doesn't make decisions out of fear. Okay, that's huge. Once you do that, we have the Seven of Cups. Okay, your heart space is going to grow in divineness. Okay, you're going to feel so much lighter. Okay, uh, because you're not walking around feeling heavy, because you're not doing certain things because of that fear energy. Some of you all may uh, even be paranoid, fear. You always think somebody out to get you, do something to you. That's fear-based energy, paranoia. Okay. Um, but for those of you that are able to call forth, recognize it, dismiss that bitch, complete the cycle, and that shit die off, begin anew. We have a divine heart space, okay? We can love more. We can feel more because we're not blocking things. We don't have those walls up to block the pain, the fear, and all of that shit, okay? So we're going to go into a divine heart space, which that is very wonderful. Also, wait, let me go back to that as well, because the divine energy behind the Seven of Cups is dominating, okay? But there's also a flip side to this: nervousness, unsureness, unstable. Now, some of you all feel like that you can't conquer these fears. You're nervous about calling these energies and these emotions up. You don't have to be nervous. I mean, it's natural for you to be. But again, that's another aspect of fear. I want to encourage you to move beyond that. Don't allow yourself to sit in nervousness, reflective of fear, which is going to lock you into a cycle of, again, constantly living in fear and letting your fears dictate and run your life. That's not divinity, okay? So I'm encouraging you all who are fearful, nervous, just you don't think that you can do it. Yes, you can. Because on the flip side of the energy in this card is what? Divinity, divine. You can't get any better than divinity. You can do it, okay? We have a Seven of Wands. Okay, again, same energies, more so in a spiritual place, okay? Because it's going to take for your soul to connect to spirit in such a divine way in order to do this. But again, just like the Seven of Cups with the Seven of Wands, you can do it. Get into yourself. Call forth the nervousness. Call forth the fear. Recognize it. Banish that bitch. Okay? Get into your spirit. There are some creatives out there. Create something that'll help alleviate the fear. It'll calm you down. It'll bring you into a place of peace. Okay? Once you get into that place of peace, get into that intuition. You get into the knowledge of who and what you are. Okay? Yeah. Page of Swords. This is my Finesse card, okay? So, we're dealing with a lot of young people, male and female, who are also uh, okay, I get it. So This Page of Swords is indicative of that shadow self, that younger shadow self, of the people who resonate with this, okay? This finesser is smooth talking, okay? I feel like that this is shadow energy that, and again, this energy is coming within self, okay? So the people who are dealing, going back and forth with this fear, this nervousness, or whatever, and making decisions off of this, it's like this shadow part of you is actually trying to coax you to stay in that energy. Why? You don't want to see what you're really capable of if you can move beyond it, okay? So this finesser is trying to coax you, okay? Like illustrate in the old cartoons, you had the angel you on the right side, the evil you on the left. Angel telling you you can do it, you can do it, you can complete this cycle, you can transform, you can evolve. But on the left, it's like, nah, man. No. It's too much. It's too much. We good right here. Okay? Yeah, we may be dealing with this fear, but we can manage it, okay? Look at all these coping mechanisms that we have come up with to deal, to cope, to live life. Don't be fooled by this shadow energy, okay? Because if you allow this to influence you enough to stay in that shit, you're just gonna be repeating cycles over and over and over again. Not going for what you want because you're scared, you're fearful, you think you're gonna fail. We all fail at some point in time or another, and it's okay because we can get right back up. Pick yourself up and try again. You can dust it off and try again, yeah. Kind of congested, but you get the point, okay? Don't allow this shadow energy to talk you into remaining in the shadows, okay? It's okay to fail. Get your ass back up and try again until you succeed. You will succeed, okay? You just have to get beyond this, because some of you all are so weighted in your fear, you're not going after the desires of your heart. You're not pursuing that business. You're not pursuing that money. You're not pursuing that one that you love that's right in front of your face every day. Don't listen to this, okay? Don't listen to this shadow energy, because you will be miserable for the duration of each cycle that you repeat, and that you continue to be driven by fear, okay? Spirit, is there anything else for the General Collective and Matrix Society today regarding fear-based energy? Anything at all? Nothing's jumping out. I don't know if that's how to spittle. Nothing's jumping out, so I'm gonna throw 3 more cards, and that should scare the 3. That will be the end of this reading. Okay, bitch. Yes, I like it. Okay. So we ended with the Page of Swords, okay? For those of you who are doing that battle, that back and forth, that angel devil bullshit, if you can listen to the light energy within yourself, stay within the light, Carolyn. Whatever it was. What was that? What movie was that? The Shining? No. Poltergeist. But if you can manage to get yourself away from this shadow energy, guess what's right around the corner, bitch? We went from the page of swords to the page of cups. Your cup is going to be filled with love, self-love. This is the Cupid card, okay? This isn't really indicative of a relationship at this point. This is regarding growth in your heart space, okay? Your individual heart space. The change, the completing a cycle, the energy that came through the dice, okay? Remember this, the Seven of Cups, okay? The left energy, nervousness, unsureness, you're just unstable with this. Then on the flip side, divinity. Remember I said that earlier, bitch. Okay. So for those who shift to the right, we're gonna grow from a 7 in our heart space, jump right to the page of cups. So much self-love. Okay? And when you start feeling this energy within yourself, guess what? Bitch, we're going to evolve even more in the heart space. Ace of Cups. That's top-notch self-love. Okay? This will even open a door for some passionate love, meeting new people now, because now before where you were fearful and so closed off with this the edges and this Queen of Pentacles, you're now within your heart bag, okay, bitch. You can let somebody else into your life. Friendship, romantic, all of that shit. You can reconnect with your family, okay? But we can't listen to this bitch here, this shadow energy. We gotta move beyond that, okay? To get to this, okay? Three of Pentacles, okay? I feel like this is definitely related back to the Queen of Pentacles, okay? It's like we're going to start anew, okay? So you're still going to be financially intelligent, savvy, and all of that shit. But it's like we're starting again, okay? We're growing again. The 3 usually represents confusion, chaos, and mess. But I don't feel that energy behind this card, okay? This is like, Spirit clarify. Let's see. And these cards I'm throwing are only clarifiers for the 3 of Pentacles. Spirit, can we clarify the 3 of Pentacles for the collective today? Can we clarify the 3 of Pentacles? Okay. Nothing's jumping out, so what am I going to do? Pull 3 cards? Why 3 cards? Because it's the 3 of Pentacles, bitch. We need clarification. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Oh, bitch. Oh. Wow. Okay. So with the clarifiers for the 3 of Pentacles, okay. We have the 5 of Pentacles, change, finances, okay. I feel new abundance, okay. I feel new abundance because with getting into this energy for the Queen of Pentacle energy, where you weren't exactly taking risk before, you were taking logical or making logical financial decisions. And now that we got rid of that fear energy, and we're starting to come up on a new fresh energy within ourselves, still Pentacles, but you're not pointy anymore. Okay, so you're taking risk in some of the decision making now because you're not fearful. You're not worried about failing. Okay, you're trusting in yourself. You're trusting in the knowledge that you have. Okay, And that's going to bring about some financial change. It's going to bring more abundance because you're taking risks now. Okay. Five of Wands, same thing here, but in your creative space, in your spirituality. Okay, you're taking risks. You're trusting spirit more. Okay, you're getting into some things of the creative. You're marrying your creative with your business, with your finances, and it's gonna bring fresh new things for you. Okay, Three of Cups. Again, three is usually confused energy for me in my readings, but I feel like this is an addition to the heart space. Okay, I feel pregnancy. Some of you out there, once you banish this fear-based energy, it's going to allow you to consider or want or allowing yourself to want children. Okay, this energy is very specific because I feel like for those of you who are in a relationship, you don't have kids, and that's because you've had multiple miscarriages. You may have even had abortions. Okay, the abortions were decisions made out of fear. Okay, because you've gone. This is a very specific energy. You've gone through a lot of pregnancies where you miscarried, and then it just got to the point to where you were so fearful of miscarrying, you do not want to allow yourself to get pregnant. Okay, because you just couldn't go through it again. You couldn't lose another child. Okay, and there's been a circumstance or two to where you felt like you slipped and you got pregnant again, and maybe again. But because of that fear was so deep seated that you terminated those pregnancies. I'm terminating now. I don't want this thing to grow in me only to lose it again and again. So you purposely, out of fear, aborted these pregnancies because you just couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. You couldn't allow yourself to feel that precious thing grow inside of you only to miscarry. You're out of that space now, and now you're in a space to where you can allow yourself to want kids. And guess what, bitch? You will have them. Okay? This is indicative of couple, first-born child. You will, this pregnancy will take. It will be successful. Okay? Mother, father, baby. You will have that. For those of you who are not in that situation but resonate with the whole pregnancy miscarriage thing, bitch, 3 kids. I don't know if you're having triplets or if it's going to be one, boom, successful pregnancy. Bam, time with your firstborn, however long, bam, another successful pregnancy. Bitch, I got 2 healthy kids now. Oh yes, bitch, you got 2, but you got another one coming. Bam, 3. Okay. So you all got this. Okay. It takes work. It takes shadow work to overcome and surpass fear-based energy, but you can do it. Okay. Congratulations. Okay. That, my dear folk, is my reading for today. Fear is a natural emotion, natural energy, but we just cannot allow ourselves to sit and wait in it. Don't suppress it either, because when you suppress the shit, you're not dealing with it, and you're creating a false face, a false mask for your own self. Okay. You ain't got to worry about being deceived by other people because you're deceiving your own self. Call that bitch up, recognize it, own it, and then banish that bitch. We got all the power. We determine what energies we allow to reside within and around us, okay? Bitch, I ain't living in fear no more. Fuck that, bitch. You gotta go. And any other shadow energy that does not serve me, bitch, you got to get the fuck up out of here. I got shit to do. I got a purpose to fulfill. I got people to serve. Enlighten love, okay? I got light codes I gotta bring down. I got a lot of shit to do, and I can't do it living in fear. All right? I love you all. Get out that fear-based energy. It don't serve you. You heard the reading. Take heed. And as I always say, bitch, don't take my word for it. Don't take my guidance for it. Okay? Go within yourself. Ask spirit for clarity. Okay? And then you can come back and be like, bitch, you was right. Okay? It's all good. It's all good. I ain't gonna be offended because you went I don't want to say behind me, but went after me or after one of my readings and asked for clarity. Yes, you get that shit. You ask for clarity. You have not because you ask not. Okay? Don't be one of those ask nots. Ask not. Okay? Get yours. Because guess what? I'm getting mine. Best believe it, okay? So again, I love you all, okay? Everybody that resonates with this video and the message, even if you don't, I still love you. I might not like it, but I love it. It's possible. We don't like it. We don't like everybody that we love. And y'all know that to be fact, okay? Alrighty, so I'm out this bitch. I'm getting ready to relax, hit my sweet grass. I ain't got no blonde people, but I got my peace mind. Alright, until tomorrow, I will be dealing and defining for empaths and their narcissists. Ooh, I really am. Spirit calls us to love them bitches, but I ain't gonna say I don't love you, but I really don't like you. Because I had enough of narcissistic energy throughout my 38, almost 39 years, bitch. Let me tell you, y'all are so. Ooh. Okay, let me end that. Let me end it now because I don't even want to get into that subject until tomorrow. Okay? Because y'all who know me know how I feel about a narcissistic bitch and they flying monkeys. Okay. Alrighty, and that's going to be the topic. Empaths, narcissists, empaths and their narcissists with their flying monkeys. Okay, no brain having fools. Think about the Wizard of Oz and the witch and her flying monkeys. Them bitches did whatever that hoe told them what to do. Okay, and that's very much so how it is with the narcissist and they flying monkeys. Okay, all right, I'm closing this shit out for real. See y'all tomorrow. All right, love you.